Welcome to the second episode of the must-have formula for your dividend tracker in Google Sheets. My name is Dividend Dashboard, and we will talk about the weighted dividend yield. That is the dividend yield of a portfolio based on the stocks purchased. It's a metric based on what you own and the size of the position. Let's take a look at the formula. The weighted dividend yield is the multiplication of yield on cost times portfolio allocation. Starting at the top left, purple, in order to get the yield on cost, we must divide the annual dividend payout with average cost of your position, and that's how we get the yield on cost. Looking at the right side, red. To get the portfolio allocation, we must start multiplying stock price times shares owned, and we will get the market value of a position. The word single refers to a single position. Then, we divide the single market value by the total market value, or in other words, the value of your portfolio, and that's how we get the portfolio allocation. Multiply yield on cost and portfolio allocation and we get the weighted dividend yield of a position. Then add all of them and you will get the weighted dividend yield of your portfolio. Let me show you a quick example. The headline in green is the one that we will manually input. Then we have stock price with Google Finance Code, annual dividend with the import HTML, this is discussed in episode 1, yield on cost, the division of annual dividend and average cost, portfolio allocation, the division of a single market value by the portfolio value, market value, stock price times shares owned, and weighted dividend yield, portfolio allocation times yield on cost. Okay, let's add Coca-Cola, ticker KO, and the price will pop up. Let's assume I have 3 shares and my average cost is $60. Let's continue adding companies. We'll go with Pepsi, ticker PEP. I own 3 shares as well, and an average cost of $180. Then let's add Starbucks, ticker XBUX. I own 3 shares as well with an average cost of $100. Now that we have all the information in, we can see that the dividend yield of our portfolio is 2.50%. The weighted yield on cost is a formula that I personally use. I think it's pretty handy just to know what your portfolio is yielding. As you get closer to retirement or your financial goals, you want to make sure that you have a conservative yield to protect your cash for the rest of your life. Time for a portfolio update. As usual, at the end of every video, we take a look at how my dividend portfolio is doing. Value is sitting at $9,781.94 with a dividend yield of 3.24%. This translates to $308.69 in projected annual dividends with 20 holdings. Performance-wise, we are doing pretty well, year-to-date up 2% versus almost 18% down of the S&P 500. Portfolio allocation, same as previous week. I focus on increasing the allocation of my small holdings in the portfolio. Everything seems to be balancing out except for AT&T. The big exposure plus low beta makes it difficult to lower the allocation of this holding. I'm also keeping an eye on Coca-Cola. I haven't bought anything for a long time now since the price went up so much. I've been putting my money in other companies with little exposure, but now KO has turned into one. If I see a significant drop in price, I'll buy a small tranche. Buys of the week. I only bought Johnson & Johnson to increase my allocation and be ready for their future spin-off. I will need to dig more info about the 2 companies, but for now, I think I'll remain with both of them. J&J is a great company to have in your portfolio even with its long history of paying dividends. This company has nice growth overall for being a mature company. Since J&J was the only buy, on the annual dividend chart, that's the only value that went up. J&J is almost matching Home Depot with its dividend pay within my portfolio, and it will likely to continue to increase as I'm buying more until I have at least 4% position. Average cost versus capital gain or loss. This is one of my latest additions to the portfolio update format. Blue is the average cost and gray is capital gain or loss. We have several holdings with a decent capital gain. 2022 is my 3rd year of dividend investing, and as the portfolio matures, we will see the blue bar getting smaller and the gray bar bigger over time. We'll see how it goes. Total return. We can see that most of my holdings are in profits, and overall the portfolio continues to go up even by having holdings in the red. Those holdings are paying nice dividends and are compensating for the bad performance. Even though they are deep in the red, these are companies that I could DCA, but I won't. With a lurking possible recession, I think I can grab them for a lower price. And besides, their allocation is already more than 5%. So I'll just hold onto a better price. That will be it for episode 2. I hope you enjoyed it. Episode 1 will be linked in the description in case you missed it. Other than that, I'll see you in the next and final episode. Take care.